Just had a pair of kingfishers fly out in front of me and scoot down here, so I'm just going gently. We might, oh, there it goes, look, 2, 1, 2. Oh, you must be able to see that just if you look carefully. So I'm going to keep going quietly. There it goes again. A bit behind the tree, that one. There it goes again, across the water, zigzag, zigzag. Yes, there's a nice section at Needham, and, well, it was last time I was there. And then from Needham, we're pretty much got the next stop is at Homersfield. And it's going to be somewhere along that section that I need to try and find a bed for the night. So it looks like I'm going to be setting up a bit earlier, or certainly be on the riverbank doing food and drinks and waiting to set the tent up, I would expect. Because tonight it's not going to really be dark till 9 o'clock, is it? Unless I'm in a really secluded location. Obviously here would be epic because there's lovely grass there and there's tree cover. But that's too early to stop. So it's only just gone 2 o'clock. And I have got a little ways to go. Even though I am only stroking this along, I suppose I could put a bit of effort into it and get somewhere quick if I had to. But I am really just enjoying bimbling along, to be honest. This is that's very nice. Just going along nice and gently, looking out for the wildlife. And yeah, it's been really nice, really nice. Right, we've got a little, I think a little drag here. We'll get us past, you'll recognise the pontoon where I stopped that before. And yeah, we've just got to go the other side of the weir. And then we're back in the water. And excitingly, we're under some fairly fresh river, which I haven't been on for a good number of years, so that'll be fun. It's quite a, oh dear. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Those nasty stinger nails attacked you. God dear. Well, they have, haven't they? We better move you inboard, I think. If anything had happened down here. Yeah. There we are, we're nearly there. We are nearly there. Oh, sorry about the barking dog. That's a occupational hazard, I'm afraid. I think we're probably as popular as postmen, I would imagine. Because this section is very, very shallow. Usually. It's very shallow every 8 years when I come down there. So let's square you up a bit, that's it. Right, let's go and see what it's all about. At least there is some water coming over the weir, more than there was at Needham. Right, now you can see we're moving a bit faster, but there's a still there, there is, yeah. Here we go. Hopefully there isn't any too bad of rocks down here. Come on. I can see them on the right hand side, they're very near the surface. There's a little channel through here. Just bring that bag back a bit. Just, oh dear, that sounded bad. Right, I'm going to have to get out, I think. I think once we just get to the end of this section, then that's okay. Every now and again, you find a hole. Did anyone say anything about varnishing the canoe? Blimey. Right, I think from here, I'll just go a touch further. We might be okay. Try and get rid of the water. Hiya, yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, bloody hell. Hi. Yeah, I know, it's just this section. I come from Skull. Oh no, you missed it. I think you might do actually, yeah. What's the chances of that?
Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Perfect timing.
Well, try and I've got to try and get it. That's gone down a bit further, yeah, because the I'm on the rocks, so that's the problem. But I can ambush it here. A bit of the bank has, that's all right. Bit of the bank has collapsed here. Almost. Yeah, there we are. Here we come. Right. Don't do it again because I won't be here next time.
Thank you so much.
Yes, well, apart from the little bit the other side of Shotford Bridge. There's a little section there. Oh, it's fine, yeah. Yeah. But thank you very much. I think that last one, I could almost hear the weave on the mesh on the bottom of the canoe. I think that's going to be a deep one. When I put the mesh on and put the epoxy resin on, it sounded a bit like I've exposed it. But there we are. I'll better take care of it once I start sanding. I keep saying about things I did a long time ago when I was young, but I'm now going to mention something even older than that. A very long time ago, when my father was a young man, this used to be a very, very popular swimming spot, he tells me. I'm not quite sure where, but somewhere just here. And I used to come down here swimming when he was young. Right. Well, it is mighty warm now. I'm going to have to take this fleece off, I think, because I am roasting. Now passing under Shotford Bridge. Yes, I think it's usually a bit shallow up here as well. There's some trees down. There is a portage point here, as quite a few people do put in here. Normally smaller kayaks and possibly paddle boards, I guess. This doesn't look very friendly, does it? I have a feeling that is a lot of the old bridge. So past that lock there, and there's one up here on the left. If we just scoot past that. Oh, right, we got away with that rather nicely. Yes, maybe one day when we know each other a bit better, I'll tell you the story of how I come to crash my brother's rally chopper on the Shotford Bridge at 40 miles an hour. I know that sounds a bit of a tall tale, but that's actually true. Yes. But not now. Some other time. If you want to hear the story, you better put a comment in the box and I'll see what I can do. And when we get down here a bit further, well, we're nearly up to it now, but there's this is Weybridge and there's some very large fishing lakes here. And the one nearest this river, they call the Ocean Pit, just because of the sheer size of it. And that is very close to this river. In fact, I think when it floods sometimes, it actually comes out. Now you see I keep talking about otter slides. Well, there's one there. Can you see that? Can it come back a bit? Oh. You see that's where the otters slide down. Yeah, and they zoom into the water. And then somewhere else a bit further up, they'll have an area where they get out. So when I keep saying I see otter slides, that's what I'm talking about. They were, in fact, when I was a young lad for a few months, I did actually work there. The gravel pit was called Dean's Pit. And they used to excavate gravel out of all this area here. And then, of course, when it flooded, it became the lakes that we know today. And on the big Ocean Pit, they had a very large floating dredger. I knew the chap quite well who used to drive that. He was quite old, but a nice guy. And that was just a great big floating pontoon with a crane on it, basically. And the crane was situated in the middle. So we'd drop the bucket down through the middle of this big pontoon till it hit the bottom, and then grab a load of sand and ballast, lift it up, and then swing round, deposit it on the conveyor belt, and that was to go all the way back to an area they called the plant, which is where the sand and gravel was washed and sorted into all the various aggregates that we still use today for building. Crikey, we're in the jungle now, aren't we? Blimey. Oh, something else on the bottom here. Blimey, it's just like in the back of nowhere. That's it, get round it. This is where having somebody in the front of a canoe acting as a spotter does help spot the obstacles and, well, and to help steer the front of the canoe around. Yes, this is the area. Nice gentle bend with a lovely big sandy bank. It'd be rather nice if I could keep my feet, well, they're not dry because they're still wet, but maybe not get them any wetter, let's put it like that. Wow, well, here we are. Yes, I've stopped there a time or two and sat up on that bank and had some pack up, which is Norfolk for lunch. You pack up your sandwiches and your crisps and whatever you want. Flask of coffee. It's rather warm. It's now 3:30, so time is, the day is marching on a bit. So what we're going to do now is we're now going to scoot down here. That's a little way. From memory, I think this is generally pretty good. But anyway, the next stop will be Mendham Bridge. Yes. There's already a large amount of debris here. Oh, crikey. This could be a bit of an awkward one. That's it. Oh, bounce off the banks. Blimey. Yes. Yeah, these rivers would really benefit from being dredged, I feel. And just a bloody good clear out in general. Yeah, blimey. There'll be more spiders, I reckon. They probably rely on the floodwaters we get over the winter, if we get any bad floods over the winter time, which often we do. I suppose the sheer volume of water must wash some of this stuff away. You would think anyway. Maybe that's what they're relying on. That's about the third really big fish I've surprised, which has just jumped out of the water. The last second. So some basking fish. Often pike are quite known for that, because they'll just sort of sit somewhere and wait to ambush, you know, smaller prey. And they do almost sort of lay in a trance. So there's some really nice grassy meadows here. So short grass normally points you towards something that's eating it. So more than likely a cow. But you know, if you can find one that they've finished eating on and they've been moved on to another patch, that could be a go at. Certainly can't see any cows there. So how are you enjoying things so far? There's been a little bit of entertainment, hasn't there? Well, I still haven't seen anybody else at all, which is quite incredible. Oh, blimey, there's two swans. Oh my God. Yeah, I startled you, didn't I? You startled me as well. Crikey, yes. I wasn't expecting them to be there. Yes, I did get a nasty hiss. So I wonder where we'll be sleeping tonight. That's rather exciting, isn't it? Not knowing where we're going to be. But I will be tucked up in a nice warm tent. That'll make a bit of a change. Mind you, I do like the exposure of a hammock. You can sort of see all around you, and that's quite nice. Well, we're faced with a wall of reeds. I don't know where to go. Go down this side, I think. Rightly or wrongly. Yeah. There's a passageway here, just. Just about big enough. Swan making some curious noises. I'm not sure whether they're friendly or not. I'm like up against a wall of reed. I think the only way through is on the left, which is where he is. Yeah, go on then, put your foot down. I said, oh, you go that way, yeah, that's it, you go that way. The swan's gone that way, there's a good chance that could be the way I should be going. It's not as bad as it looks on first sight, he said. Rather bizarrely, I stopped in those reeds, and it really looked like this swan was waiting for me. Because I come out the other side and he's just sat there. I've no idea what he's saying, my swan speak isn't up to that level. Oh, no, he's going for a fly now. So if you can see any of those houses on the horizon, that is Mendham. We'll very shortly be going under Mendham Bridge. And then a short while after that, we've got another portage around Needham Mill. I'm trying to remember this one. I think this one isn't too bad. But then there's the next one at Wortwell. From what I remember, that's a rather, well, it is As I remember, it is a rather long portage. It's going to be quite a long carry with the canoe. And I think you got to go across the field and over a gate. So this is Needham Bridge. Not the prettiest of bridges, I suppose, as things go. But the road's here if you follow this road into the village. There's a pub up there called the Alfred Munnings. It might even be the Sir Alfred Munnings. But as you may know, Alfred Munnings, a very famous painter of horses and other things, and he was born in Needham. Right, now at Needham Mill portage. Okay, we're now getting back on the water after the Needham portage. It's beginning to get quite windy. But as luck would have it, it does appear to be mostly a tailwind. Bloody hell. Going downstream and a tailwind. I mean, I can't believe this is happening to me. After all the grief I've had lately with the wind, this is very, very welcome. Oh! Heron just was then about to fly right over my head and thought better of it. Unfortunately, you couldn't see it, but you take my word for it. Oh, some really nice grass lawn here. I rather suspect that might be private. Yes, of course it is. Look at that. That's the mill house. Yeah, that'd be a lovely lawn to set the tent up on, but I don't think I'd make myself that popular. Yeah, that's the mill down there. Look, that's quite a nice little entrance way. You probably can't see that, can you? That. They've got their own little private bit of river going right down to the mill house. Oh yes. Well, yeah, there's several little channels here. There's another one there. There's a little boathouse just there. That one doesn't go far. Don't think there's anything in the boathouse. No, the boathouse is empty. But there is some canoes stacked up. So you can see the boathouse behind me. It's not that exciting, is it? But, so there's lots of meadows here. They've all got grass on. So what we're looking for is one with no cows and preferably a little bit of tree cover, or any kind of cover really. Just something I can just park the tent behind, and that's sort of out of view of anywhere. But as luck would have it, my tent is green, so it should it should blend in quite well. It is, yes, very much grass green. Wow, this is nice now. It is lovely stretch through here. No reeds. Very few fallen trees. Oh, can you hear that wind? Blimey, that's really blowing now. Oh, it's nice on my back. I wish I'd have brought a sail now. Maybe I can hold my arms up in the paddle. Oh, Won't even need to paddle. So I am looking forward to getting up quite early tomorrow and jumping on the river, you know, early in the morning. It's usually very nice first thing. I have to call to you, you know, when you find the right place. And it wasn't there, so when I hit Wordsworth, the trouble is, it's from Wordsworth to Homersfield is a very short distance. So, but there is some meadows on the way to Homersfield, I know, because the Angles Way is quite close to those. But somebody's got a rather nice raised building there with a gantry around it. Does look quite nice. We've got portage signs here and there. That's it. So I think I'm going to just collect the bags and just take those as far as the gate and then come back and drag the canoe. And then we'll go a bit further. But you never know, because there's a canoe company here, they might have made the portage a lot more canoe friendly. They might have. Ooh, private mill water, no landing. Right then, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So, there we go. Just spin round, you can have a look at that. There's lots of signs there saying no canoeists. Obviously we're not very popular. It's not a race. Stop. Alright, make it a race then. Should we try that once again? You stay right and I'll stay left. That'll all be good. I don't know where the portage is. It's probably right where the swan has gone, I would imagine. Portage point. Oh, oh yes, it's here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, this could be a little bit better. Anyway. Well, I don't know about portage, but that's looking to me like that might make a half-tidy campsite, to be honest. There's a nice flat area here, all by a few thistles where I can chuck the tent up. And yeah, or I can put the tent a bit further back there on the grass. I think this will do me. I'm just going to walk down here and just see what the portage is all about, and just see whether there's any beasts in the field. There's some tape on it. It doesn't look not promising, does it? I don't know what that's there for. That's just to keep animals off. Either that or the bloody thing is starting to part company with the bank. It does look a little bit like that might have done. Let me just put a foot on it tentatively and see what's. Yeah, it's not the most stable thing in the world, but I guess that'll just about do. Right, well I don't think there's anywhere here better than where I am, so I'm going to stay where I am for tonight, I think. A half set up. I'm at the portage, just outside Homersfield. I've just been filtering some water. I've got my coffee here, so I've been using my Transit, as I mentioned earlier. Haven't used that for a long time, so it's good to get that out and give it a go. Give it a run out, as it were, just so it doesn't get left out. So yeah, looking forward to having a nice coffee. It's now just gone 6:30. The forecast is for a few rain showers in a little while, and this evening, so it's not looking particularly good. But by early hours in the morning, it is going to be clear, and it's going to be a sunny, pretty sunny start. It's quite a lengthy walk, portage around here to get to the other side, and it is through long grass and nettles. So yeah, but on that end, look, I've taken off my canoeing shoes, which are absolutely soaked, and I cleaned my feet, and I now have on some nice dry clean socks and some different shoes that I brought. It's absolutely heaven. My feet were wet and wrinkly, so yeah, I'm really pleased to have these on. Yeah, so it's always the small things that gets you, isn't it? So apart from Bungee Rapids, there shouldn't really be too much more jumping into the water at all, unless I have an error, of judgment, which hopefully I won't. Say that we might start getting a shower at about 7 o'clock. Well, that ain't far off of that, so I was going to do some food first, but I think I might just be getting this tent set up just in case. I don't want to be sitting here and then it starts to rain and I haven't got the tent up. That would be rather silly, wouldn't it? This is the Nature Hike Cloud 2 Up 20X, whatever they call it, the 2X, which is the one with the better fabric, very cheap and very easy to set up, particularly the one what's right in the doorway. I don't want you there, mate. Thank you very much. Every time I get up and go out the door, I'm going to get pricked to death. It's always a good idea just to test it before you set everything up. just to make sure that it is comfortable. And I think that's passed the test. There we are. That is essentially it. Here we are, all set up. Got my thermarest knee aware. Got my Alp Kit 400 sleeping bag. Plenty of room in there. As the outside is green and the inside is bright yellow, so one good reason for putting up the outer first. Chucks it down the rain now. I am all covered. So the next thing is I'm going to get some tea on the go. I've had a coffee, as you saw, so I'm now going to do some tea. A bit challenging with the ground conditions, but and then I've got some vermicelli to go in there. Rice, 2 of there, and I'm going to have that with some tuna in olive oil. So that'll be rather nice. What I need to do now is just make sure I've got enough water for the morning. I've got the world's biggest plate there. Look at that below me. That's the sort of plate that a growing man has, filled up to the max. Crikey. That's the smallest plate ever, isn't it? Just to give you something to compare it with, that's a small Primus gas, so it's not big. I did bring myself a little cheeky can of cider. That's only that's more like lemonade than cider, but anyway, that'll wet my throat a bit. But if this works, this is actually a bloody good little spot actually. So, yeah, it's rather fortunate that this came along when it did. I was then thinking I was going to be going down to either the campsite at Homersfield, Black Swan, or on the River Meadows the other side. I'm not mad keen about going on campsites, not really, so it probably would have been on the river the other side, but as it is, it's made this a nice day. So I've covered a good distance from Skull to Homersfield. I've not gone mad, so I haven't covered too much ground. So it's a nice steady day tomorrow, and then that'll be a comfortable finish on Monday. Oh, I think we might have a bit of action here now. Yes, that is boiling. I want to just give that a good boil, I think. And then we'll try and get the simmering on. Well, it's kind of half on there. But we still have got a fairly mighty boil, but that might slow down a minute. Let's give it a chance. Because if that's too aggressive, as soon as this goes in, you know what's going to happen. It's going to get all a bit lively. There we are. Wife's not wanting that. Yes, it's a touch later than I thought. It is 10 to 8. Right, so what we want in here is a little bit of salt. There we go. This is my, well, it's not new, this is the first time I've used it. An Amazon special, but I have got some pepper and some nice sea salt and a few herbies in there, so that's quite a nice little selection. That was as cheap as chips as well. So we should now be al dente. Now, can we get this shut? That's a $6 million question. Yes, we can. That's it, that's out. Lovely. That is a very silly plate. Never mind. So I'm going to get that lot on that. That'll bulk things up a bit. Lovely. So all we need now is a little sprinkling of salt. And some lovely black pepper. That'll do us. I feel that's going to be a bit messy eating this, so I think I might save you from this spectacle. I'm sure you don't want to see me sucking this up. Mmm. Oh yes, that is good. Mmm. Yes, that's not too terrible actually. So I did want to bring fairly simple meals because I didn't want to be doing a lot of serious cooking. Have I put you off your tea yet? It's very difficult to eat this daintily. Well, there we are. That's all gone. Hi all. Right, It's now 9:30 and I'm gonna hit the sack. It's been a very long day, so I was up early this morning, so yeah, I'm gonna get to bed. So good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Sleep well.